Hello, my name is Monica and welcome to Guru Grit. Another beautiful day, sunny day, but me sitting in the shade, hiding away, enjoying a wonderful start to the summer season here where I live. The world is slowly waking up again, so it feels very, very nice in my soul. Now, today I want to talk to you about manifesting something that you want through unorthodox means. This is possible and it happens to most people by default, but you can do so deliberately. So if you're interested in learning more about how to manifest your reality, of course, feel free to find me on other platforms. I will do my best in the future to be more active on all of them simultaneously, but for now, I do what I can with what I have. So, and you can always email me. I've attached my email to my YouTube, so it's up there now, but I'm answering a very special question today from a very special person. This person wrote to me and said, I've binge watched your videos over the weekend. And I have a question stemming from the last video. So welcome to my latest super fan, and thank you for your text messages. And this is such a funny and wonderful little quirky story with synchronicities all around. I don't have enough time to fill them all in, nor would I want to, but I'll do my best to fill you in as best as I can. So my wonderful friend watched and wrote to me and said, it was the video about setbacks. So basically setbacks are temporary. And if you encounter a setback, it's not your final destination. So ignore it. You leap over it as though it isn't even there because you're always imagining that the thing that you want is already done. And she said, I understand that logically. However, if I want to go do something, like take a vacation or visit friends or have a hobby or take time off work to go do an activity or purchase something, I check my bank account and I feel physically sick because I see the things that I want I am not able to afford. So I know I'm supposed to imagine as something's already done, but in the interim, it's kind of hard because reality is hitting you in the face. So what do you do about that? So I responded with, there's many ways to get the thing that you want. Money isn't the only way. In fact, money's like a symptom or a byproduct. It's rarely the cause. That's why people who are very successful, when they are successful because they had a business idea or a dream, they say things such as, I was just very passionate and I worked really hard. And then I just stopped thinking about it and the money came. I found investors and da-da-da-da. So I basically told her the story that happened to me the day before, which was I was waiting in line as things are slowly opening up here. And it took a lot longer than I thought it would. It took 4 hours and 1 minute. And around the 3-hour mark, I was really, really hungry and I was keeping to myself. Everybody was keeping to themselves. And the young lady behind me starts speaking to me. And turns out she was really hungry too. And the girl behind her and the gentleman in front of us, we were just chatting, our little quartet. So at some point, she had a friend that was out and about. And the friend came to meet up and say hi, say how are you doing, are we moving in the line? And she said, well, why are you suffering? I could just leave you here, let me know what you want. And before she left, she said, excuse me, can I get you something? Would you like something? And I didn't think she was talking to me, but she was. And I said, oh my goodness, yes, please, I will pay you whatever, just please get me like a cheese sandwich, or I asked for grilled cheese and iced coffee, just thank you so much. And I was trying to give her money and she wouldn't take it. And then her friend wouldn't take the money either. And she said twice, I wanted to do a good deed today. Just let me do a good deed. I wanted to do something nice. It's my good deed for the day. So I said, I don't believe it. That's so funny. Because it wasn't about the money. I could order food, but I thought it made me fearful, thinking if the delivery driver came and I was trying to wave them down and they were holding up the line and there was cars behind them and the whole thing stressed me out. And I just forgot, I just didn't think it would happen, so I just forgot about it. I had no resistance to it. And 2 minutes later, someone comes and offers to bring me food. So we had a whale of a time, and it got even better because it turns out, I said, I don't know how to repay you. And she said, you don't, that's the point of a good deed. And I said, do you like astrology? And she said, yes, I do. And so I ended up doing her birth chart and the lineup, and everything worked out perfect because I said, why don't you and your friend go in front of me? And just as they moved up, the store attendant said, I only have room for 2. So it worked out even better because had I or a single person been there, then one of them would have been left behind and they had appointments to get to, so it's like, who do you choose? So everything down to the last detail, down to the last hair was just perfect about that interaction. And it had nothing to do with time or money. It was literally delivered into my hands. I did nothing for it other than just feel good. So I said this to my friend and we laughed. And her friend invited her out in the interim. She said, okay, you know what, I'm going. I want to have fun. I'm feeling good. I'm going to go see my friend. I'm going to have fun tonight. And I wrapped up alive and I had some missed text messages from them. And she said, guess what? I was having so much fun and my friend's partner showed up and some of their friends showed up and they were drinking bottles of Prosecco, which I was sipping on, and I had such a good time, and it didn't cost me an arm and a leg. And she said, and the best part was I got to meet new people. So she was having fun, she was in the moment, and the thing that she was worried about was literally taken out of her hands. It wasn't her worry or responsibility anymore. But that can happen with anything. A job promotion. Somebody could just kind of remember your face or name from the ether and recall your resume or the department that you worked in and just suggest you, recommend you. You can just be given something. I give stuff away all the time because the act of selling things stresses me out. You know, I just bought this camera last month, and I'm sure there will come a day I'll just give it to someone who needs a camera, give away cell phones, give away whatever. People do these things constantly. I know not one but two people who've gotten free cars because it literally, the person who had the car, it was easier for them just to transfer it in their name and get rid of it than go through the whole process of selling it. These things really happen, and you have to start putting yourself in the mind space that it's possible, and it's happening all the time. And today it's high time that it happens to you. So you don't know how, you don't know why, and honestly it doesn't matter. The why is because you want it, but the how is none of our business. But it can surely happen. It really does. It happens constantly. You know how many times I've gotten out of my car and I had a bunch of money or time left on the ticket and I just handed it to someone who's parking? You know how many times you've been going down to your car on the street and seen the parking officer, and you see someone just stand next to a car so they don't get a ticket out of kindness? People do things all the time. It can happen to you. I don't see why not. And just let life kind of have its way with you from time to time. Let it play with you. I like funny. So usually when things manifest in my life, they come in a way that makes me laugh. I mean, like gut-busting laughter. That's what I enjoy. So I have one other one that I just remembered because I was thinking about this. How things can come to you indirectly. They can surprise you, they can delight you. Hopefully they never startle you or shock you, but that can happen too. Sometimes if you're anxiety ridden, that's possible. But the important thing to remember is if you have mood instability, if you're anxious, you can still manifest. You can still do it if you're willful enough, if you're gritty, if you're forceful, if you're determined. Nothing can stop you because you are the god of your own world. You're the author, you're the authority of your existence. So my amazing, beautiful friend, I was on their, they have a shared patio in their little building. And I remember eating lunch there last month, and the story came to mind. So last year, I believe she was on vacation or away for work, and she's very close with her auntie, so her aunt came to water her plants. She keeps beautiful plants, beautiful, beautiful apartment. And her aunt has had shoulder problems for years. She's had surgery done on it, prescription pain medication, daily on paracetamol, ibuprofen, daily Tylenol, daily Advil, all this stuff, just constantly in pain and pain. And her auntie's there, and she leaves. So my friend comes back, she runs into a neighbor. The neighbor says, I don't know if it was your mom was here, but took a tumble down the stairs. Where? In the back of the building. And she's like, oh my God, I called her, said, what, you didn't tell me you fell? What happened? What happened? She's like, yeah, I hit my shoulder on the stair. She, oh my God, what happened? So basically, her aunt was watering the plants. A stone fell out of one of her rings, and she could not find it for the life of her. She rolls up her living room rug, takes it out back onto the shared patio, and shakes it out. And she's trying to look, she did find the stone. And as she shakes it out, she falls backwards and hits her shoulder right on the edge of a step. Doesn't mention it to her niece because she knows it would scare her, because she was very worried about her. And she said, you hit your shoulder? She said, yeah, but you won't believe it. She goes, oh my God, are you okay? Like, you're assuming the worst. You're worried for someone. You're thinking, do you go to the doctor? Do you need x-rays? Do you need whatever? She said, never better. No, it's perfect. I have never been better. So what do you mean? She said, I haven't touched a single over-the-counter pill. I haven't had to phone my doctor. I wake up feeling perfectly fine in the morning. I can do anything. I have mobility all day, every day. She said, what? She said, yeah, it must have popped something into place. It's so fun. I'm not encouraging you to go tumbling down the stairs or any kind of like dangerous activity. But the point is to illustrate that anything is possible, and how it happens is secondary. You only should know that you want it to happen. So she got a 2-for-1, she found her stone. It must have been really lodged in her vibrational desire to have a pain-free body. So, it came to her in a way. Maybe she didn't really believe it could happen that easily, so she had to take that tumble, but it popped something into place. And when I was sitting there last month, eating and drinking, talking to my friend, I said, "Are those the stairs your aunt fell down?" She went, "Yeah." And I said, "How is she, by the way?" And she said, "She's perfectly fine." She says it hasn't hurt since. So anything can happen. People manifest, there's contests, I remember one time, the first time I ever went to Northern Ontario to a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cottage. I mean, it was like the size of a little city or a tiny castle, massive property. They had like a boathouse and all this stuff, and it was my friend's father's. And he was there and he was taking us out on the boat, and I said, "Thank you so much for having us. What an amazing experience. We're like stargazing and it's so gorgeous up here." And he very calmly turned to me and said, "Monica, I want you to remember something. Whatever you get in this life," because I was quite young, I was just starting out, he said, "there's no point in having anything if you have no one to share with. So it is us who thank you for being here." It was a really nice response. But you never know when someone's going to invite you somewhere. Someone's just going to want to gift you something. Don't try to think too hard. Just go with it. And you have to go with it. You have to go with it. You know how many people ask to find something on the ground and then they walk past it because they have a guilt complex or don't think they're deserving? If you want it, pick it up. If you want a house, you have to put the key and turn it and walk in. If you want a lover, you got to go grab someone's hand and walk off into the sunset. So I hope this video has entertained you, put you into a feeling state where you feel like anything is really possible, and how it comes to you is not so much your business. But do really put the intention that you want it to come to you in a way that makes you giggle, or in a way that's delightful or surprising or charming, spellbinding, maybe even a little bit magical, who knows? But really, all things are possible, for sure. For sure, anything can happen. Truth, I've always felt truth is much stranger than fiction. And if I had some of my anecdotes put into a movie, people would say that's really bad writing. It's unoriginal. It's boring. They made it look too easy. But things like that definitely, definitely, definitely happen. Just believe, if nothing else, you've got to try. And ooh, bless you. This is seconded by a Zen master. Bless you, bless you. My cat has showed up and he's having a sneezing fit, so maybe he's got something to amplify for that message. So just know what you want, and know that the way to it is not the only way. So let's say, like, specific person, say, "I really want to be married," and this person's not asking me to marry them. Maybe they're just not the path. But there's 10 other people who would ask you or accept your proposal. So think more, just when you're really intense, just soften your desire by reminding yourself that there's many, many ways that it can happen, and not just the one. And there's no right or wrong way, just a way that's more pleasing or a way that's a little bit more intense, but either way, it can definitely come to you. So thank you so much for being here and for listening. I hope you've had a wonderful time. I'll see you next time. I'm going to go answer some more questions, and I wish you a very nice rest of the day. Bye-bye.